Hey everyone, welcome back to my 3D platform series. For this one, I'm kind of just going to call it a 4.5 because really I'm just going to show you a quick fix on the platforms. One thing that I made in my notes that I did not include into the video itself was how to check how to deactivate the platform, because you don't want to deactivate the ice when you step on another ice. So that's what this one's going to be about, just showing you a quick fix. We're going to add in a pretty much check if the player's overlapping with the same type of platform. And then we're going to add in that condition to the deactivate. So it will never run if the player is in fact overlapping with another platform of the same type. And then that function can be reused for other type of platforms that may have the same type of a activate and deactivate effect. So yeah, let's get into it and I'll show you that in this video. All right, so let's jump right into it. So what we'll want to do is go into our ice platform, or our parent platform first, actually. We're gonna go into both, but we're gonna start off in the parent platform first. I ended up opening this. What we'll want to do before we start is let's rename the check overlap, and let's just do check overlap array, just to specify exactly what we're gonna do, because what we want to check now is if the actor is currently overlapping with the same type of platform. So if you step on an ice and then you step on another ice right after, we want to make sure we can make that connection and then specify, okay, if they are still touching another ice platform, we won't deactivate it, because then he's going to be on the ice platform and then no longer slide. And then you're going to have a weird interaction for the player. So we're going to create a brand new function in the parent platform that is going to check, okay, are they in this on the same platform? And then that function will be reused for other platforms that have an activate deactivate feature that requires to check if the player is still stepping on. So let's go over here. We're going to go check overlap actor. And then what we'll want is on the inputs, we'll want two new inputs. So let's just do this. The first one is just going to be the actor, because this is the actor we're going to use. So actor. And then for the platform, we want to check the class of the platform to see if it does equal out to be that. So we're going to name this platform filter. You'll see why I'm using the word filter in a second, but this is to filter out the classes of the platform. So we're going to go to actor, class. So the class of the platform. You can even go as far as specifying, let's see, platform. And then you could go to the parent platform and then do class if you wanted to. Makes no difference, but depending on what you're doing, that may be useful for you. And then from here, we need to check, okay, what are the classes of the actors that our actor is currently overlapping with? So we're going to get overlap actors. We're going to plug in our filter, and then you'll see class filter here. And that's why I use the word filter. So this is just going to check, do any of these two equal? And that's going to pump out array. So then we're going to do for each, which will loop through the entire array. And then from here, we're just going to do is a. So this is the node that you use to check the class. We're going to use platform filter. And yeah, as you know, this kind of does the same thing because you're overlapping and throwing that out. This is so that we could just get a branch out. Because otherwise, if you just said, okay, so they're overlapping, set is overlapping to true. Even if this is not even connected, it still loops through the body for some reason. So we're going to do an is overlapping, just like we did with the other one. We're going to set this to true. And then we'll have a return node. Let's grab this again and just pump that in. I'm going to change this to a question mark. Awesome. So we're checking, are you overlapping? It equals out to be whatever class we just specified. And then true, set, and we got that. You could also just completely do this if you wanted to with no filter. I don't think it will make a difference for you. Um, all right, so now this can be reused for any of our platforms. We're going to close this out. Actually, before we close it out, let's make this appear. That way we can just pull that in without any worry. Now we want to go into our ice platform. Pay no mind to why these look completely different. That's just because I used a flat surface to show the overlap of the two a bit easier. So let's go into our ice platform. Another thing that I wanted to point out is that I actually had this collision box really small. So I did increase it a little because I was finding some bugs with it um, where it was too tiny, like this. So the player was actually causing the end overlap and overlap happening quite often, which caused it to bug out. So I increased the size of it so that um, when the feet are moving, it's not causing the end overlap just from walking itself. So just pay in mind for that. All right, so let's go into our deactivate. This is the only place we're going to touch right now. And this is where we're going to call the function that we just made. So we're going to pull this out. What I'm going to do is disconnect this just to make it cleaner. Move that out a little farther. And then I'm going to promote this to a local variable. Name this whatever you like. Let's just character. And then also let's just connect this pin here. And then we're going to call that new function that we just did. So it's going to be check overlap actor. Pump that in. And then this is where you specify the class. So this is for the ice platform. You'll specify the class for anything. And then we're going to branch. I'm doing terrible at estimating how much to move this, so I've moved it like 4 times. Awesome. So what this does is it checks if the player is overlapping with an ice platform. If that is true, we don't want to change the settings back. We want to leave it the same. Otherwise, we're going to mess up the other platform. But if it is in fact true, what we want to do is still remove it from the index because we don't want to have this platform storing the actor still because he's not overlapping anymore. So that would just cause some more bugs with you if you end up walking back on the platform. So just make sure that we do remove the index. And then from here, this is where we'll connect the false. So if he is not overlapping with any ice, then you would go through and reset everything and then remove it from the index. So with that, let's go and test it. And I slide, and then I'm continuing to slide. And then if I slide right off, and I'm good. I go over here, and I'm sliding. I jump, still sliding. Well, if I had any speed, I would be sliding. Awesome. And then now we have features where we can properly deactivate and activate if you touch the same platform.